What's up, guys? This is Justin Spencer here, and here's 10 surprising things I learned about Manila, Philippines. The first thing that surprised me was just how fast and reliable the 5G cellular service is and coverage is here. I currently have the smart data plan on my iPhone 13 Pro Max, and it's clocking speeds at 150 megabytes per second. Here's why that matters. Because I have a MacBook Air and other Apple products like an iMac and an Apple TV, I can basically turn my iPhone into a hotspot and share that 150 megabytes per second unlimited monthly data plan, which is about $18 a month US. I can share that with my Apple TV for Netflix streaming or Amazon Prime streaming, etc., or with my MacBook Air and also with my iMac as well, which if you think about it, is freaking awesome, and the speeds are just rock solid and it's very inexpensive. The second awesome thing I learned is also regarding the internet. The same company called Smart also offers a standalone hotspot device called the Rocket Wi-Fi 5G, which also allows you to have 5G 150 megabytes per second for up to 10 to 15 devices. And here's what's important. It's 100% contract free and it's unlimited data, just like the same scenario with the phone, but you don't have to rely on your phone to be a hotspot, which is awesome because it drains your battery a lot faster, and for certain phones don't even have 5G as an option, which may or may not be your situation if you don't have one of the later phones. So you can just invest, it's $280 USD, about 15,000 Philippines pesos to get the Rocket Wi-Fi 5G portable, contract-free, reloadable at your discretion device, which is just fantastic because, as you know, a lot of the internet service providers here in the Philippines want to lock you in 12, 24, 36-month contracts. So this is a great side option to preserve your battery life on your phone, so there's fewer recharge cycles, etc., etc., and it's also portable and contract free, and it has really reliable coverage and blazing fast speeds, which is just someone, if you don't like contracts like myself or being locked into things, this is just a awesome solution. The third surprising thing I learned about Manila is that if you're not staying in an ultra high quality condominium complex, and if you don't do your due diligence with Google reviews and other obvious type things with just basic observations when you're selecting apartments, there really is a real pest problem here in Manila from what I have observed. Mainly cockroaches, which are disgusting and gross, and they're definitely a turnoff when you're going to eat. So I stayed at a couple Airbnbs when I was here, and I can tell you straight up, there are some places I do kind of want to name drop, but at the same time, I don't know if I should. There are some places on Google that are rated about 4.0 to 4.4 that you would expect to not have a pest problem or a bug problem, and some of them do. So I'll tell you where I'm staying at, and there are no pest problems where I'm staying at. I'm staying at the Rockwell, which is in Makati. It's like the Rockwell area, and I'm staying at the Proscenium. So it's the Proscenium at Rockwell. It's a grouping of 5 different towers. Not going to tell you which tower I'm in, but I'm in that particular area, and I've only seen a few of those pests or bugs around the area, and only like less than 5 in my condo since I've been here the last 30 days, and I bought little traps to make sure that bugs and pests aren't going to be a legitimate issue. But there were other places where I stayed at in Airbnbs, which are like $40 a night, which if you do the math is about $1,000 a month, but again, it's an Airbnb, where the cockroaches and pests, I would see 4 or 5 a day. I would have to kill 4 or 5 cockroaches a day. And then my Filipina girlfriend was staying at a high-end, well, at least I thought was a high-end place, which had really nice amenities and stuff like that, but the whole place was just crawling with those damn bugs, and it was awful. So obviously, of course, she no longer is in that situation. That's in the past, but I just want to let you know, if you don't like bugs, then don't prioritize getting an apartment or studio that's $200 or $300 a month US, when if you want to not have any bugs, you might have to look for a place that's nicer, that's $400 or $500 a month to not have that issue. Unless you have experience, unless you're willing to do the research and take action to become a pest exterminator, to take matters into your own hands by ordering bait and traps and all those things that can keep those things at bay. But that's not something I want to deal with as a businessman. That is not even something I want to enter my consciousness ever, because I am a YouTuber and I need to focus and be productive. So that's a big thing I learned about this place, and something to know and something to expect and something to watch out for when you're trying to figure out where to live if you're going to stay in Manila, in the city. The fourth surprising thing I learned about Manila is if you love convenience, don't worry, because they have the Grab app available here. It's a ride-hailing service similar to Uber, but it can also deliver your groceries and foods that you order, and some other items that you can order from specific niche stores like electronic stores and stuff like that. And it's significantly lower cost than the United States apps in my experience. Of course, this is a totally different country, but it, for example, cost about $1.20. Then you can tip like 40-50 cents as well to have someone bring you your groceries, which is fantastic. And to go like an hour in a ride was about 500 pesos, which is about $8.50 to go for 1 hour on a trip. And if you're just going in a shorter distance in the city, to give you a frame of reference, it's probably going to be about $4 to $5 to $6 to go for about a 20-30 minute ride in a relatively, it's kind of what you get. I've been in very nice brand new SUV vehicles, and I've been in some pretty questionable vehicles as well. So as far as the quality of the vehicles, but the drivers have all been friendly. Most of the time the cars smell good, and some of the time the cars are brand new and look very nice. As a side note, when I was in Bangkok and I used the Grab Up in Bangkok, Thailand, the SUVs I called were always immaculate. They always smelled great. So that's one thing Bangkok definitely has on Manila in terms of the Grab ride hailing quality of the vehicles, just as a quick intro thought. But yeah, the Grab app is great for people who love convenience, and I just absolutely had to be one of the 10 things I was going to share with you. Okay, if you're enjoying this video so far, please hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing if you're getting any value out of the content that I'm sharing with you. Thanks, and on to the next one. Number 5, good news for people from the United States who want to settle here in the Philippines as an expat. They do actually import a lot of the products and brands that the United States offers here in the Philippines. Unfortunately, the cost for those products is significantly higher. For example, I have a specific type of shampoo I like to use. It's like a blue bottle. It's an argan oil style of shampoo. And I know that like if I'm shopping at Walmart or Target or ordering off of Amazon in the United States, that bottle would probably run me about $4 to $5. And here it's about $9 or $10. So that leads me to think and believe that most brands that they do have here in the Philippines, which are imported from the United States or other parts of the West, are available sometimes, but they are going to probably be about 1.5 to up to double the cost of what you would probably pay in that country for those specific brands. But they are still here, and one good thing to know is they do have a lot of similar Asia-made brands of quality products for medicines and pharmaceutical related stuff, and also foods that are very comparable to United States branded foods that are much lower cost for local costs compared to importing costs from importing those specific brands from the other side of the world. So something good to know and something to keep in mind. Number 6, another good thing to keep in mind is if you're an Amazon Prime user like myself, I'm a United States citizen and I used Amazon all the time. You can still use Amazon to ship things in Manila, Philippines. In my experience, I've done that. Obviously, it costs a lot more to ship those items, but if there are some products that you just really want to not go without, that only Amazon can really provide you with, then you can absolutely just very carefully plug in your address. Make sure you've got your address very dialed in, and in my experience, Amazon absolutely can. I'm at the in the Rockwell area in Makati, which is in Manila, and I haven't had a problem ordering and receiving products from Amazon. Another great alternative is Lazada.ph. This is an online marketplace similar to Amazon. It's not Amazon, so you're gonna have some website bugs and issues and stuff like that, but I've ordered a half a dozen things off of Lazada so far. 5 out of 6 of those things did arrive in a timely manner within about 7 to 10 days. And one of them did not, but Lazada refunded that to me because they were out of stock. So Lazada.ph is a great alternative. Shopee is another one that is an online marketplace that has a great selection. Kind of reminds me of AliExpress, which is a Chinese-related drop shipping company. I have not used Shopee because for whatever reason I cannot get them to verify my phone number here in the Philippines no matter what I do. So I've just been sticking with Lazada and occasionally Amazon if there's a product that they make in the West that I just can't go without. Number 7 on my list is I learned about a e-wallet based app that is accepted widely through Makati and Manila in my experience so far, which is called Gcash. There's also another one called PayMaya that I haven't actually tested out yet, but I've been using Gcash, and so far the experience with that app has been fantastic. You basically just scan a little QR code that a lot of the vendors have in the malls and shops, and then it basically allows you to directly input the amount of money that you owe them for the product or service you're purchasing, and you can quickly send them the money from that, and you just reload that from either a local bank account if you have a local bank account here, or another payment method to load that e-wallet app. But so far in my experience, it's made for They're very quick and smooth transactions when you're just looking to buy something quickly from a shop or a mall or anywhere that accepts that. So definitely an app that you're going to want to use. It's a great alternative to having a debit or credit card because those are not accepted everywhere. It's a great alternative to also having to pay with cash, actual cash. So Gcash and our PayMaya are two excellent payment options to be aware of and to definitely consider using for sure. The Power Plant Mall in Rockwell and the Podium Mall, also a little bit north of Rockwell if I'm not mistaken, are two of the most beautifully architecturally designed malls I have seen in Manila so far. I highly recommend you go there to get inspired and to just soak up the incredible vibes from those malls. They're simply fantastic. I'm a sucker for airports and malls and just high ceilings and beautiful architecture and rock and marble and stone, and the way things are laid out are just beautiful in those two malls. And I am a huge fan of Rockwell because of that. The also commercial spaces here are also fantastic. The BGC area is also very nice. I've been there as well. The BGC is a little less expensive than the Rockwell area in Makati, which is where I'm currently staying at. And I recommend both of these areas if you're an expat who's going to be staying in Manila and or Philippines and you want access to the modern conveniences that are super awesome and super nice and hard to go without if you're used to them. So definitely check out those two malls. They have a lot to offer. And if you're looking for more of mid-range as opposed to high-end, where the products are more plentiful and less costly, I would check out the Market, which is in the BGC area. And they have a large department store there with like 5 levels that has a lot of different products. This is the closest thing I've personally found so far to like a Walmart. Okay, number 9, and this one you might have already been aware of. The air pollution here is literally no joke here in Manila, and it's also very hot. So it smells bad all over the place, and it's very, very hot here. And so that being said, I highly recommend if you're going to live here long term that you invest in an air purifier. I bought one that was about 9,000 pesos, which comes out to be about $175 to $185 USD. And I run that for about 8 hours every night in my condo/apartment unit while I'm sleeping. And because I always have the air conditioner unit running, the air filters on the air conditioning unit are obviously not easy to get to or replace because I'm sure they get dirty very fast because it's not a very clean scenario, situation, or city. So having an extra air purifier to purify the air that the air conditioner is pushing in, so at least 33% of the time, that 8 hours that you're sleeping out of your 24-hour day, you're breathing clean air, because obviously long term that could lead to some problems with all different types of problems in your body, of course. So that's one thing I recommend, and one thing I wasn't prepared for, and I followed through and did when I got here. And number 10, I'd like to talk about the food here. I'd say that the food here is about a 4 out of 5 so far, or an 8 out of 10. The best food places I have tried so far have been either in the Power Plant Mall or the Podium Mall. And some of my favorite place to get pizza is the Yellow Cab or Pizza Express. My favorite burgers I've had so far are from 8 Cuts Burger Blends, which is in Power Plant Mall and in some other places. Uma in Power Plant Mall is absolutely great for sushi. One of my favorite grocery stores is the Marketplace, and also Healthy Options, which is similar to a Sprouts. And of course for breakfast foods, and the Pancake House is fantastic for pancakes and breakfast foods. When I was in Bangkok, I'd have to say the food and beverages were more incredible. It was really hard to not find amazing food. That's one thing folks in Thailand do amazing, is the food there was incredible. But in Manila, there's really nothing to complain about, and the food here is still very good. You just got to know where to look, and it's very affordably priced as well. And yeah, so those are the 10 surprising things I learned about Manila, Philippines. I hope you got value out of this video. My name is Justin Spencer. Please hit the like button for the algorithm and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of my content now and in the future. You rock, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Bye for now.